Hey guys, this is a video about giving. I made this video to teach you about lessons I learned in my life so that you don't have to make the same mistakes basically. Um so yeah, I've always been like a very like giving type of person. I like to if I have something, I like to like give it out, you know. If I have something, I like to I give it. But that shit is coming to an end. And I think this is something that a lot of people that live in big cities go through is like when you walk past a homeless person and he looks just like totally destroyed and he looks like he's just had a hard fucking day. What a lot of people don't understand is it's probably because he hasn't had a fucking shower. It's probably because he doesn't maybe if someone like just can't hack it in the real world in the real working world, um then I guess maybe like society does owe them something because you know I was the fucking person who couldn't hack it in society where sometimes I needed and sometimes I have a $70 million business, but I don't have a lot of cash. I live off of basically investments and I'm not a rich man, so in between paychecks, in between my deposits from my investment, um I pretty much sometimes is hard, uh is it can get really hard, and if I ever need like a fucking dollar, I almost expect society to give me the fucking dollar. There's not enough education on, oh shit, there's not enough education on the misuse of drugs like marijuana. Society basically, does kind of owe me something on that one. There's not enough education on the misuse of marijuana and street drugs. Like, I smoke weed. It's legal where I live now. But, anyways, to the point is don't be such a giver. Don't give just because someone needs something. You have to kind of, if you live in a big city, right? You have to sort of expect that someone else will give them the fucking dollar. Maybe every now and then you give the fucking dollar, but not every fucking time. People got it hard in my city, man. These Cleveland boys, we got it hard, man. It's not a great life. It's a even like you see the cars driving down the road in this city, you either make it big or you like don't make it at all. There's not too much in between. Everyone else like lives in the fucking suburbs and shit. That's why selling drugs is such a big deal in big cities is because the jobs that are available in my city, for example, is like you might do some factory like bullshit, which is like some hard ass fucking work. If you really want to do that shit, there's probably like jobs available. I'm working on getting a job right now so I could test my ability to work. But I'm a medication dependent schizophrenic, and yeah, I I I wouldn't say that I fit the stereotype, but I definitely, could understand where some people just can't hack it, so maybe like when you see a homeless person or if someone's like totally, demolished, destroyed and destitute, maybe like give them a little bit of money, give them your spare change, people they don't care, people don't care, they don't care enough, you know. What I want right now is a big bag of fucking donuts, I really want like a big bag of fucking donuts, Um, I had a big bag of donuts the other day, but I think I like left them on the table and someone ate them. I wasn't upset about it because I left them on the table for a reason because I didn't really care for them. I didn't really want them that bad. My friend took me out to breakfast that morning. So I came home and my fucking donuts were gone, but that was fine. I don't really care, I guess in hindsight, I would say like, what the fuck happened to my donuts, You gotta ask before you just take shit, It's like kind of like fucking being broke and living amongst other broke people in the big city is pretty fucking miserable because you're not eh, you're not the only one that fucking needs something. And a lot of people want to make a fucking living out of being a fucking bum. And all that shit is fucking bullshit. Because when I need a fucking dollar to get like something to drink or something to eat, and I'm fucking hungry and I'm starving, and I need like some food in my stomach, you know, it's like no one even, I just can't wait to be fucking rich. And when I get rich, I'm not gonna go around giving out a bunch of money to fucking everybody, you know. I think I'll give my aunt a little bit of money just for her fucking woes of having to answer my phone calls every day for the past 10 years. Give her like a little bit of money, you know. The only person that I feel really responsible for is my fucking kid, you know. And the only person that I really feel responsible for is my fucking kid, Other than that, everything else is just out of the goodness of my heart. You can have $100,000, You can't even walk down the street and hand people money. People don't want it. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with people. I offered my buddy $2 million to front me a loan of 1,300 bucks, and I've got the money right in front of me. Right, I've got the money right in front of me, and it's just when I sell my business, you can have like a million or two. I just need a small loan of like 1,300 bucks, and he didn't want to do that. He's like, then he started questioning my authenticity. That's what people do. You think that being rich, or if you think that if you are rich, people are going to respect you more. Actually, the best thing you could do if you get rich to get respect, the only respect you're really going to get is like in the workplace itself. You know, people don't really give a shit. In fact, I think most people hate rich people for no reason whatsoever. It just simply was not a hard decision for me to choose the right thing for my life. I don't understand people. I don't understand where people are coming from when they say that they don't want a lot of money. Everyone wants a lot of money, but people can swear up and down that they don't give a shit about money, and yet they spend most of their lives concerned with money. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm just done with this shit, dude. I'm done with the shit. I'm done giving people shit, bums, fucking fiends. I hate to use the word fiend. I have a couple friends that are addicted to drugs. Um, and people that fiend for your fucking money. You know, people that feel like people that feel like, do you guys know how much I fucking care about people? I don't care that damn much, but I care about people a fucking lot. I'm not like you and the rest. Most people don't give a shit about anyone but their fucking self. And it shows, when I'm hungry and I walk down the street and I need you know, 80% of people don't even want to reach in their pockets to hand their spare change. And I think I understand why is you don't want to give the money to the fucking homeless person because you are then enabling them to be bums, and then I have a buddy, a good buddy who he stands on the side of the road with a sign like this and panhandles on the side of the road. Um, I don't know if he's a good buddy, but we're buddies just fine. Um, so, but he gets fucking money, it's like through pure brute force of if I walk up to everyone down the fucking sidewalk and ask him for a little bit of money, I'll make maybe like 20 bucks a day, you know, maybe even like 30 bucks a day, you know. It's not a fucking life though, when you could work a job and make like 22 bucks a fucking hour. I'd rather work some factory bullshit than be like a fucking professional panhandler. Because people that do that shit are like the fucking worst. But a lot of good people that I've known over the years, you know, they just, they might have like a mental illness or they have like some sort of problem that a disability where they can't work, you know, and people have this attitude of like, oh, well, that's not my problem. People have this fucking attitude of like, oh, well, that's not my problem, right? Well, you know, when you're dealing with me, that is your fucking problem. I work for society. I work for my social security. I worked for 4 years. I worked like 7 jobs and I couldn't work because, you know, I've been a business owner for 10 years. I have a $70 million net worth. And, I'm just kind of in that sort of position where I no longer give a shit to give shit to anybody anymore. Kids, if you're watching this video, you know, don't pay your dues to society and give the money to the fucking bums for a little while, and then you graduate someday. You graduate someday, from that to then you get to say no more. You know, it's like a privilege. It's not like an inborn right to not have to give money to bums. Bumming is like an art, you know. Bumming is like an art that I've discovered is you don't just bum because you don't just bum because you damn well want to. Usually there's an underlying reason. Me personally, I get Social Security and I still put in work for society to get what little I do get out of unfortunate working class people who have to put up with me for 20 seconds to hand me their spare change every now and then, you know, uh, you know, even like the richest fucking bums don't want to be fucking bums. What's the most you can make a day from panhandling is like in the best city ever. It might be like $100 a day. And you gotta like know how to do it and you gotta like ask like oh can I this is my strategy right now. This is what I've graduated to is like, can you help me out with a couple bucks? That's what I walk up to people and ask them, can you please help me out with a couple bucks? You know, or can I have your spare change, please? I'm trying to get money for some tobacco because I'm fucking addicted and it's a nasty addiction and the tobacco company's got me by the fucking balls and I need a fucking cigarette bed and I put in work for society and I need like your spare change if you got it. That's like my panhandling strategy. Or like, can I get a couple bucks? I don't know. You know, uh yeah, but no one likes bums and then no one wants to be a fucking bum. I know I don't want to be a fucking bum, but if I have to bum a couple bucks off of you, you know, just know that I do put in work for society. This has been a 20-minute video of telling my telltale story of not giving shit to people. I don't have anything for anybody anymore. I don't care how many tears swell up in people's eyes. They ain't getting shit.